Good evening. The time is 6:10 and I'll call this meeting to order. First on the agenda, review and approval of minutes from August and September's meetings. To my knowledge, we don't have any. Do I have a motion to table it till we get it fixed?
I move to table it to the November meeting.
I'll second.
Any opposed? All in favor? Aye. Any abstained? Okay. Thank you. I guess.
No, sorry, didn't interrupt you, but on that note, and Jamie's not here. Who's going to take minutes tonight?
I was just gonna have a little conversation on that. Do I have a volunteer?
What if we have to?
Hope they would.
Thank you, Chris.
Saw the ladies over there.
No, I have too much to learn tonight. I can't even do this.
Was that?
And then
We
does
gotta send you back to
anybody,
PC school. I said, well, it was, they are ladies and they're over there, but.
My staff would have been right down your throat already.
does anybody remember if anybody volunteered for September to do it?
We have the recordings, right?
Yeah, we can go back to the
Transcribe-
recording.
Transcribe the
Yeah.
recordings.
Chris, if you do tonight, I'll do September's.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you, sir. Okay, follow-up, information request status updates. So I believe Steve has seeked alternate avenues and got us a couple documents to review later. And then you said you still had a couple in limbo?
I still have one in limbo yet that I know of. I have to go back and look at how many I sent. But the one I'm looking for, hopefully I'll get pretty quickly, is an explanation of the surpluses that have happened for each 3 years. I just asked that it be brought to four broad categories. General ed and salaries and benefits. Transportation. Special ed. And discretionary spending. It was just. Because we've had now over $1 million for the last 3 years.
Yep.
And that's a lot of money to be just saying, oh, it goes back through capital or whatever. We really should understand what makes that up.
I had a note from a previous meeting that when October comes around, we want to know how many unfilled positions they are. I feel like that ties into that surplus.
It should. But there's a document that they should have submitted in early October, was the head count.
Oh, the October 1st numbers, right?
Yeah, which I don't think they've got in yet,
Spoke to the DOE meeting.
unless it's on the DOE 25, and I really don't know. But. Anyway, there is a document, right, that they have to submit
Yes, with enrollment numbers.
numbers, yeah, so I don't know
Yeah.
if we've seen that yet.
Enrollment for all of the schools, right?
All the schools, right, they're supposed to submit that
Right,
to the
last-
state, I don't know,
yeah.
it's beginning of year.
I don't know if that's DOE 25.
I
I
don't know, it
thought
might
that
be
was more
another-
financials.
Yeah, there's gotta be another document,
Yeah.
but. We can request it of, I would send a request to Misty
Mhm.
and try it that way, because the form stuff isn't working. Nobody, it just gets passed on and disappears off of everybody's list.
Mhm.
But the other thing I think, we should request is that you and Amanda get put on distribution for all these documents.
Idea.
Right. Well, I mean, like the DOE 25, I got it through the school board rep, our school board rep. But none of us were put on distribution for the approved document, and any of these financial documents should be.
You write that down. I think you're right, any financial document
Should be.
should at least be.
Those two, and then they can
Check.
distribute it to us, right? I think what people have to remember is that we're all elected. So we're all on the same playing field here.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Very good, thank you, Steve. Reports from the administration, I have received nothing to share, I've been really busy, so I don't know if there's anything on the drive.
There's nothing on the drive.
Perfect, thank you, Steve, so I guess we'll move on to, unless somebody's magically got something. Moving on. DOE 25 for year 2024 to 2025. Is there somebody that's more familiar with this document than me, being my first year on this committee, that would want to lead the charge on any conversation with this?
I'll be honest and say I've never seen a full DOE 25.
That's
my
a great starting point.
I've only ever got the front sheet.
I'm not sure that how and how much we want to go into this. I mean, it's like 40 something pages. If we want to go line by line, we can.
I can ask, somebody, one of our VAs in town to give me a
Synopsis.
As if without Jamie would know. Right.
Yeah.
Jamie's the one that usually leads us through that.
But I can always ask. See what happens. Where are the things that we should pay attention to?
Where is Jamie? I miss her.
I haven't
I
heard
don't know
from her.
where she is. I haven't heard from her.
Do you guys want to move right on to the other one? Being over under on the general fund?
Sure.
Or do you wanna stay on this document for a little bit? I mean, I've read it once on my computer, but there's so much to take in being new to it.
I think it would be.
Yes,
more-
Chris?
I was just gonna say, I'm busy. So this would be an opportune time for at least a couple of minutes to turn the pages.
Yeah.
And we're all busy at home, a lot to do, so if you wouldn't mind,
Oh, we can,
unless Steve,
I,
to jump right in.
So I think if you go to page 40,
Okay.
that gives us some hint of
What's going on?
what the cost per student is.
No, there's no.
And I'm gonna start off and just say that this is best guess at this point.
Yeah.
Because I'm not totally an expert in this either. But if you see district name, 24-25 covered expenditures per student. Elementary is about $25,000. High school is about $21,000 a student.
Can I ask, why is middle junior 0?
Because we don't
We
have a
don't
middle
have them.
school. All of our middle schools are actually elementary schools.
Got it.
Yeah, K-8, right?
And then it goes down and gives you an idea of how much each type of student. And get the cost of each one of those programs and so forth, all the way down the line. Then at the bottom, it's telling us that we collect about $20 million. In property tax, so 56.3%
Of the budget
of the budget.
is property tax.
Right, and the total revenue, well, it's just the revenues side, right? And that's $37 million in revenue. 56.3% comes from the property tax.
I see what you're saying.
$11 million adequacy aid.
Then if you flip over to page 38. Then 38.
Yeah.
expenditures?
It looks at expenditures now, right? It says regular programs. Codes 1100 to 1199, we spend 11 million. And then special programs, and it goes down all the different programs that we do. And then support services follows. It goes all, it follows down. I think that ties back to the 37 million that we saw, 37,161, so it's pretty close to what we saw on the other page. Just some highlights, I think.
So the 33 million does tie into
Yeah,
the big bundle.
yeah, it starts to hook together.
That's together.
Yeah,
And then food. Plus special revenue.
What is the special revenue? Then,
I think it evens out every year. It's at the bottom of I think it's at the bottom of the sheet they give out at the budget hearing, right?
Yep.
Nobody can explain year after year why it's the same number.
Yeah, but it's just been policy that it's the same number.
Yes.
Because it has to,
Yeah,
and it really hasn't changed.
right.
And so when we come up with our budget number, we come up with in this one, the general would be like, we would come up with a $33.9 million budget plus the 2.4 or 2.2. And that's how we get to the $37 million budget for the year. Right? Like that's what you were, I'm checking. That's what you were.
Yeah, like that special revenue line
Yeah.
is just, I think it's just an in and out. I think that's zero,
Right.
so nobody really pays attention to it.
And I noticed in the comments on page 41, they moved, how they classify the sped coordinators, and now they're on, I read this as they've been moved to a different
Right,
line.
right.
Do we know what the $100,000 debt roll off would be this year, retired issue? From page 39?
No, but wasn't there a line in the other Excel document that we got that had $100,000 being transferred to, some trustee or something, like there was on the other Excel spreadsheet, I think on sheet 1, down towards the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
right before the grand total. There is $100,000, I thought there was $100,000 transfer. From
So one
the,
of the like 500s,
yeah,
5,000s,
yeah,
that's for the Charlestown Capital Reserve for 112.
no, it wasn't a capital, I didn't think it was a capital.
Oh, bond principal payment for Charlestown.
That's what that's,
the one.
so that's
Gotcha,
where,
that would be it.
maybe.
Good memory. Now that actually out, that ties.
Try,
Yeah.
get me around for something.
Chris?
Go ahead.
So. 25, this is it. This is the consolidated, this is the end figure, right? There isn't anything outstanding that needs to, this should be in it.
The DOE
Yeah.
25, this is the document that the state requests, to set our tax rates.
Right.
That's why this is so important.
But there isn't any. The 1.3 million surplus, it's not gonna change.
No.
It is what it is. Okay. I just wanted,
It was lower, and then they found another 300,000.
That's fun, where?
yeah, because I remember it being at one time around
about
a mil.
It was about 1 million or so,
Yeah.
and when it got, after they took out the capital expenditures, it dropped 700,000, now it's back to 1,000,003, because they found another $300,000 or so.
Which is,
It's
Okay.
not, it's not unusual, because when they're closing the year, there's pluses and minuses that happen,
right,
so.
Well, because if you have POs encumbered in money and they
Yeah.
close them out because they didn't spend them,
Right.
Right.
then that floats back in.
Yeah,
and-
so.
Right.
Whenever you get these, one of the, I think the hangups, and I think Alyssa alluded to it at one of our meetings. That Lori is so focused on being absolutely perfect, correct, that she won't release anything until that point, but that's. In my request for information, I made it clear that I fully understand that the numbers could change.
so,
That, because I just want a barometer, which direction are we going, right? But that's one of the reasons why it takes sometimes 8 weeks to 10 weeks to get any information. Because they're so afraid that something's gonna be wrong, or somebody's gonna take it the wrong way, and, but you know what? I've been down this road before, and, you know, I know the numbers will change.
so then the numbers. To that point, and I think Chris has already asked this question, but then the numbers that we got in that document, that's done. Those are not.
In
the
this
one-
one, the DOE 25,
Yeah,
that's approved. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see. The date that the DOE approved the document.
all right, and then that other, I'm looking for my phone, sorry.
The other one
Yeah.
is what they closed last fiscal year with.
Okay, so can that number still move?
It might, but it's gonna be very small if it does.
Okay, so that what they closed that fiscal year with has a $1.3 million
All
surplus.
surplus.
Which this is the third,
Third year in a row that we've had over those kinds of numbers. And the document that I asked for was to explain in 4 categories where it came from. Because if you look at this document here, right, the one I just gave out.
Yep.
It looks to me like the bulk of the savings. Or the unspent money is coming from salaries and special ed. Right,
okay,
which makes sense if you have 40 open positions.
exactly, then
Right.
we can expect a surplus.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And Monday's meeting is with the school board, and that is when the administration is going to present their budget.
Right,
So we'll be able to kind of look to
right.
see, to look at the numbers and then see what makes sense, because, well, you're right, Steve, that we can expect a surplus if there was 40 open positions and everything, but if it's, for whatever reason, if it's not that, then this is the third year in a row we've had $1.3 million surplus, and that's not effective.
What we're trying to drill down to, but
Right.
it's a bit difficult, to
Yeah.
say the least. I was told that other report was finished, they just needed school board approval, but now I found out, and that one came from Deb, I have that in an email from Deb. And it turns out that it was never produced. So,
Just to the DO 25 point, and also to yours. This one document is what I need in July. This, you
yeah,
know,
we asked for it.
in July, after school's out, I just need this to start at least
Yeah.
looking at numbers.
So, but you're not, look, that's not the DOE 25.
No,
No,
you're right,
no,
but,
no, no,
but to the, you know, her point that it's final, I'm thinking of Lori, my brain
Yes.
is. But this. And we know the numbers will change, like in the past, we've gotten some information earlier, knowing the numbers were gonna change, but we need this information in July. To understand to begin to understand
Where we
what's
are.
going on.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and that's an accurate, assessment, and I think that if we can get to a point with administration and with the school board to say, hey. We understand that this is going to fluctuate, but we need to know where we are, if we can get that, then that'd be great.
And the constant request we put in for a few years now to get at least quarterly reports of where we are. on
But the school
budget.
board's not even getting them.
Right,
Right. So, how,
can't manage a budget like that. I mean, we can't do anything.
it makes it harder.
Yeah.
It absolutely makes it harder, and. If the surplus is in fact mostly. Wages and expenses related to wages. Then that makes sense, but if it's not, then. That's kind of what we've been trying to get to understand and get out of, right? Cause you can't have $1 million surplus. Year after year after year, because then that tells me that we're not budgeting effectively.
Right, but if you've got 3 years running and you can hire those people.
Very
And you
true.
can live
Yes.
without those people for 3 years in a row.
Then we need to reevaluate that as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I'm assuming we budgeted for a superintendent that we couldn't hire, so that's gonna be part of our surplus for this current year and that sort of thing, and. The
Yep.
benefits for those PA additions too, because those are
So-
expensive as
so-
well.
Just Jamie taught me this. Prior to July 1, it's unspent money. After July 1, it's surplus.
That's right.
The school board has authority over the money up until July 1st.
Right, yes,
They can spend it any way they want,
correct.
but after that, has to go back to the taxpayers.
So then the taxpayers, they're getting $1.3 million back.
I don't
As
know
of-
if they've allocated, they did something July 1 to say, I wanna pay off this lease, or I wanna do something with the money.
Yeah, I think the school board has to make a decision on it.
Yeah, I don't know if they did already, that's the point,
Sure,
but,
I was gonna pull
and,
the,
but it comes, the articles of agreement say that any unspent money or any surplus money should come back to the taxpayers.
yes,
In the past, what's happened, those warrant articles that we vote for capital improvements and put money in the capital reserves,
Mhm.
they're taking it from that. They're assuming that's going back to the taxpayers.
Right, that's how you fund those capital reserve
So,
accounts.
right.
Yeah.
But the language I don't think is correct. It should say that it's not good, the warrant article should say this is coming from money that could be returned to the taxpayer.
I think there's very specific wording that you have
Yeah.
to use though, that's drafted from
At least somewhere.
DRA or
Yeah.
something. You can't, because you can't just pick and choose what you want. And I think there's actually new laws that are coming out this year that you actually now have to put like statistics about grades and whatnot
Yeah.
on there, or
Yeah,
I
I
forget.
agree. They
There
want more
are.
transparency.
Yeah, there are more requirements this year. I forget
But-
exactly what they are, but yeah,
Yeah,
they're very specific.
So maybe we'll get 1 million out of that because they're gonna take 300,000 or they took 300,000 and put it someplace else already.
Yeah. Well,
Or
but part of-
the stuff we reserved last year will come out of that money.
But part of their argument too is that they don't wanna spike the fluctuations, they wanna keep it even. But
Right.
sometimes they like to hang on to it, or they have a
Yeah.
reserve or whatever.
In the
Right.
municipal world, on our side, we call it an unassigned fund balance.
Yeah, yeah.
I think in the back of, I'm pointing at your handout there, yes, that one. At the very bottom, right before the total, there are transfers to capital fund balance.
That's what they're gonna transfer to capital reserve.
So then that, but that, at
You
the-
have to add them all up though.
but even if you add that up, the total is still 1.3, I believe, if I read that form correctly.
Maybe. Yeah,
I,
So,
I think it's 1.3. They already voted and moved the money on any expenditures, and those buses for last year that they
Right.
bought. I don't think
Right.
they did anything this year. So,
well, we did vote money to go into from the capital reserve. I don't know if we put what the bottom line was put it in. There's one warrant article at the end that says up to a certain amount of money goes back to the capital reserves in the same order that they came in as, the same percentages.
oh, so I wonder if that's that, if those last,
That's probably
That's
what
what
it is,
it
yes.
is, okay.
Just the transfers to just that section transfer to the capital reserves is 250,000.
there you go.
That's,
Right, up
that's,
to, so they only could take, of the 1.3, they only could take 250,000. And
So
then the
was
rest
it-
is returned.
Was it 1.5? And then with the transfers, it dropped it to 1.3.
I don't know. That's what.
Yes, that's
okay.
correct.
That would be.
That's, yeah.
Because it would be
Yeah.
1.6 otherwise.
Right, because
Because I just took it out and then if
Okay.
I go and then.
That's good. So it'll come back through your assessments, right? That's how it comes back to you.
Right. So I think that Monday's meeting is going to be interesting, to see what they have, because this is the first time I think that we've sat in as a budget committee at the same time that they're presenting to the school board. So
I don't remember, frankly.
I don't think, we
What I remember is being given less than 45 minutes to vote on
Okay.
the budget, which I won't do again this year.
I don't think anybody will.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna miss it.
Well, it will be recorded and we'll take good notes.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know. Cause I think that's. It's gonna be important to see, and now with like Lori and her and zero-based budgeting and all of that, like I'm hopeful that this is gonna be a transparent process. But also, like I said, like I've been saying, a collaborative one.
it's all gonna get down to how many people they wanna hire.
this will be the first time we're going in. Is this meeting similar to the ones we've done in the past?
I don't know.
Where we've had a number and a budget? We don't have any of that. We
No,
haven't even-
no, I don't think the school board has a number yet.
Okay.
I think that this
Believe
is
this is the admin presenting
to the,
to the school board and us.
a number.
Their,
Okay.
We
Thank you.
we did this last year.
Yes.
call it,
Different.
We cut
I
out,
don't think it's their first version, but the first version they're presenting
Gotcha.
outside of their network.
yeah, I think we did this last year, because they
Yeah.
listed a whole bunch of people they wanted to hire.
Right. You're right.
Everybody, we voted,
Yeah.
the school board voted on each person. And the ones they were gonna eliminate and not,
Does the school board give guidelines to the administration, like 3% or a cap, or, and we don't give them anything like that either?
I don't think so.
one day somebody's gonna write a petition article to do that.
I just didn't, and that's how we do
It's
it
allowed
in
by RSA.
my
to
school
cap the school
district,
budget.
so I just didn't know if that was.
Yeah, I don't, not to my knowledge, no. That's,
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, there's an RSA that allows the district to voters to vote a cap formula.
It's not a cap formula. The budget committee where I work just gets together as a preliminary of their first meeting and they draft budget guidelines that they provide to the administration and the principals and so on and so forth. And it's basically made up of the school board members themselves,
Yeah,
because we don't have a budget committee.
Mm.
And they say like, we'd like to see you in a narrow of like 3 to 5% or something
Right.
like that, or more narrow than that, depending on where they are.
yeah. They did, in one of the documents that the school board was presented,
Mhm.
it said that there was a goal set.
Mhm. Yeah,
I asked for the goal, what the goal number was, and they won't give it to us.
they won't give us the goal number. The school board won't give us the goal.
Well, the administration wouldn't give us the goal number. Said it was only for internal use. Okay.
Huh. Strange.
Okay.
It was in their document. I didn't make it up. There was a line in their document that said they set the goal. Budget goal. I was like, okay, what is the goal? Don't put it in writing.
That's interesting. Okay.
I would also just interject a little bit to say, not to say the school board doesn't, but in the past, they have been this, when administrative positions, 3 to 5% raises, they've kind of said, well, I don't know about 5% this year, but
Mhm.
it's not as formal as,
yeah, I was just curious if that was part of the process or not.
No,
no, but not really, and it should be, quite frankly, but.
the first year under Brendan Linehan, that was
Yes.
last name.
Yeah.
I think he was a real advocate of the budget committee behind the scenes. And that's why we had an agreement before we went to the deliberative.
Mhm, yeah.
Everybody was in agreement. After that, things started to separate.
Things I think that we need to just kind of keep in mind, this is a negotiation year, right? So we're gonna vote, we're gonna have numbers from the teachers union, I believe. I believe probably our legal fees budget is probably gonna go up.
Mhm.
Um. And so those are, just two that I can think of off the top of my head. So this year we're at 37, right? 37 million, that's what it says on the GOV 25, right? 37.1. Is that right? What the budget is for this year? It's stable. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Wasn't that last year's number?
It's last year's.
Last year's number, right, but the one going in, right, last year, the number that we approved last year is 37 or 38. So. It's
I
not gonna,
think there's a couple things that we may have to watch carefully. One is that we don't build into the budget things that may happen. Too many of those things, right? For if somebody says, well, you know, there's a bill pending before Congress that's gonna eliminate something, some kind of aid. If we start building those kinds of things into the budget, it's gonna get very big.
I do think they will have to build in a new line item for open enrollment bill, though.
Could be.
That's something that's gonna be a requirement, and I do think that the whole insurance stuff that happened recently with the risk pools. Has meant that the insurance companies are suggesting 18%.
Yeah, I can tell you that Health Trust in Walpole only went up 6%.
Oh, wow, well, that's very.
6.3%, and of that 6.3%. 5 point something percent was to rebuild the reserve.
Yeah, the risk pool,
The
yeah,
risk pool had to be rebuilt, but ours only went up like 6.3%.
well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, but I do understand, like, look at what happened in Concord and stuff like
Yeah,
that, $2 million.
I don't
That's-
know if there's, if you read any of the articles too, a lot of school districts around this time have gotten unexpected bills because of that risk pool too, so that might be something.
Something that's gonna happen here too.
I don't know, I haven't heard, but it could happen.
But whatever it is, it's very important that there's be full transparency
Yeah,
with what's causing increases and what's causing decreases as well.
So is that a reason you think, would it be better if we went self-insured? Then, or we just are not
We
gonna?
were self-insured.
Yeah, we were.
I don't know. I think pooled insurance is better, but I'm not an insurance expert
Right.
either.
I need somebody to know the numbers.
I think it's better to be pooled too, and the larger pool you're in, the more you're spreading the risk.
The risk, right? That's the purpose of insurance, right?
Yeah, the smaller the pool, the more your premiums can potentially.
Yeah, there's that.
You wanna spread it over the biggest population you can.
Yeah,
Just not with those that live in hurricane. and don't live in those, right?
yeah.
so. I don't know what else you guys wanna, I mean, we're waiting, I think, on that. Request from Steve about the explanation for the variances. From the close,
Yeah, we'll keep pounding on
and then,
it.
we need to, again, just see what they want. What the administration is gonna present on Monday, To kind of see where we are,
So then the next meeting we have after that would be on a Saturday, right?
November 15th. Do we know what time that meeting is?
what time do you want it to be?
After 1 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
Okay,
You
does
wanna
that
do
work
it?
for everyone?
It's okay with me. Later the better.
That's a Saturday,
It is.
Yeah.
is that your birthday?
Yes, it is. We'll have cake. That'd be great.
Do you want it, where are we doing it? We can do it in Walpole if you want.
So chocolate, vanilla, or confetti?
Not chocolate, anything but.
Yeah, we can, wanna do it in, I don't care, we can do it in Walpole.
Oh, we can do it in Walpole.
Okay,
Oh, you got a place for us, Steve?
I think so, yeah.
You wanna check on that? You'll be
I'll
responsible,
check tomorrow, as long as the hall isn't booked.
okay,
It's ours.
okay. So we'll go to Walpole, we haven't been to Walpole yet.
As long as there's no weddings booked, it's okay.
Okay, yes.
And it's heated.
It's heated properly.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Never know, you stick us in one of those old halls.
Yeah, so we'll do like a 1 o'clock meeting,
Sounds great.
do like 1 to 4.
Sure.
And then after that. Do we not meet on the 19th then, because that's not where we would meet, do we not meet on the 12th? I'm confused. Not our calendar.
Our calendar,
It's online.
what do you got us for?
So this calendar says on the 24th of November, there's a school board dash budget committee workshop on budget.
Right,
Okay, that's good.
so then we won't meet the week of the 16th anywhere, right, in November?
Just the 15th that we just, oh, the 16th is Sunday, yeah, correct.
Right,
Okay,
okay, so the 15th, we're gonna meet on the 15th and the 24th. We should ask somebody to change the. I don't know, something that says, one of the dates is wrong on the website, I don't know which one it is.
okay. So it would be great, I think, for us to come out of that November 15th meeting.
With our version of the budget.
Yes. Yep,
That's the key.
and then we can present that, we can give it to the school board on the 16th or 17th. And then when we meet with the school board on the 24th, at least we will have a baseline, a foundation of what we want, and then we can have a
It
discussion with
becomes the
them.
negotiating.
Right. So,
So are we not getting this information in any other, this is it?
I would assume that this is it.
I'm not gonna get Ball Mountains compressed all together.
I did get something from Lori, but I haven't opened it yet, you know. I don't know why it's like strange that we don't distribute it properly, but.
Yeah, I would think that'd be fair to bring up next week, Chris, even though we're getting it presented to us, but while we have the larger group,
Yeah.
that being us, the school board and the administration all in the same spot.
Yeah, so maybe we can talk about, at the end, after they present, kind of if there's a spot maybe on the agenda for other business or modes of communication or that type of, you know, what's the expectation moving forward so that everybody gets the same information in the same manner at the same time. I don't know, but I mean, we also request other information that the school board doesn't request, so maybe, you know, one size fits all isn't the appropriate,
But maybe the school board wouldn't mind having those requests too, maybe it's like, you know, they're still looking to ask for it, and it's not a bad thing to have it.
I'd like to think if they don't get some of these numbers quarterly, that there's gonna be at least a couple of them that would like it. As we would, can't speak for them, but like. We can't,
So Lori did send me another document that looks like it tries to explain where some of the surplus comes from.
Oh, great,
I will send it out to everybody tomorrow.
awesome.
thank you.
I just got it, today.
Perfect.
Yeah, it says like, special ed tuition to private schools. We ran over budget by 126,000. It just says changes based on student needs. So I guess that's why it goes over.
Assuming that we needed to provide more transportation, I guess that's how I would read that. Like,
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, it's, you gotta go through all the line items in there, highlighted in red and green, so.
okay.
Still I'll send it out to you guys.
It also be if a student unexpectedly needs a different plan.
Yeah, different IEPs.
If we're not their least restrictive environment, so we have to provide them
Yeah.
with different, and sometimes that can change through the year, like if a student is really having a hard time, then you have to go back to the table and see like where they should be, and if they're getting the appropriate stuff, so. Without looking at it, my first gut instinct is that there was a student that needed to be what we would call a placement. But that would be tuition them to go, I would assume, and the transportation. It would be both, yeah.
So we're not providing the care, so they have to go somewhere else to
Yep.
get the care, and we have to pay to get them to that place.
Yes.
Okay.
So another question I have, it's related to things, there's two capital reserves. One is for when you're self-insured, and that has a couple $100,000 in it. And the other is for special ed overruns, I guess you call it. We're not doing anything with the self-insured fund anymore. Because we're not self-insured. So the question is, could we move that money from that capital reserve and put it in the special ed capital reserve? And then change the conditions of the special ed capital reserve instead of when the only way we could tap the money in the special ed capital reserve is to have the whole district default.
Mhm.
But I think it should be only if the special ed budget goes into default.
I think it's a great idea.
So I'm thinking that maybe as part of our budget work, we can just make a recommendation to the school board. That just says, I think it would be useful to do this. We have one capital reserve doing nothing and another one that we could bolster for.
Yeah.
What you said, what it takes is one or two students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're out
yeah, absolutely.
$500,000,
It's a great idea.
so.
Like thinking also like when we're thinking about the sped type stuff. Also, what we don't have control over are those move-in students that come with IEPs.
That's good.
And then obviously they're adjusted to fit like our district, even sometimes they're out of state and we switch them, but there could be things that are in that document that they need. That we don't necessarily have and we have to like,
Send it out.
or just outsource
Source it,
someone, like
yeah.
in the past, like physical therapy has.
Right.
Come in just for specific students and things like that, so. That's a big piece of it too, and that also means sometimes they come with. One-on-one, so that's a whole other thing, like, because they need a one-on-one para, and then that's. Something that might not have been,
So it's, again, I think with bolstering we're not moving money anywhere else other than bolstering a place that we believe needs to be
I
bolstered.
think that's a phenomenal idea.
Okay, so we'll.
Yeah,
Well, when they transfer the money, I don't know if there's any attachments to it percentage wise per each community. I mean, I don't know any.
I don't think that works. I think in this case, there's a capital reserve for monies that were put away to protect us as a self-insured.
Right.
All we have to do is move that block of money to the other capital reserve and change the terms and conditions of that capital
Yes.
reserve.
I would still want to know how it got there and what are the percentages from each community that
I
paid
don't
into
know.
it.
Yeah, we can try to track it back, but I don't know.
Just saying, I don't want to get into a war. Let's
No.
know what the facts are before we all sign on something that seems logical, but. I just need to,
well, as it sits right now, we can't do anything with the money, either
Correct.
pools of money.
It's just the use of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the other thought I had this week.
So we're looking for the makeup of how the capital reserve for the self-insured was funded.
It may have been one warrant article.
It could have,
Right.
right,
may have been,
I know with all this withdrawal nonsense that's going on, we've talked internally in Walpole about that we need to fund like $100,000 up front for a special ed in a capital reserve so that if something does happen, we have some money to go to.
Yeah. Desperately, you need that.
well, bank. You take a loan now, and you get it at 3%. I'm not a fan of capital reserve myself.
Depends on how you invest it.
Well, as long as it can be invested.
Yeah.
Not just sitting there idle making 0%.
Right.
And and we have a lot of
Inflation
capital
chews
reserve
away at
coming
it.
to these schools doing nothing. But sitting there for doomsday events.
okay.
I agree. It's all about return.
Anybody have anything else about the bingo fund or? Yes. And the next one.
Did we just do a bunch of the over under, or did we wanna do that document?
I think we kind
We,
of,
yeah.
we kind
I
of
think
brought
we
it
did.
to the conversation, but.
And then as far as communication to the school board on follow-up, well, we've got the collaborative session kind of as a joint meeting, Anybody want to add any new items to communication with the school board? And since we're meeting on Monday, we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, the collaborative session, do we know? Is it a joint meeting or is it a collaborative session?
I think it's joint meeting the way it's listed on the website.
Okay. So a joint meeting, I assume, means that, we can all speak up and it's a joint meeting. It's not us attending the school board's meeting. In the past, we did that where we attended the school board's meeting, and so we didn't have any authority to actually, address it was their meeting that they were running. If it's a joint meeting, I believe that, Garrett will have authority for all of us, but we can, use Garrett to address any questions or concerns or whatever that we have. So just clarification. Anybody can speak up, but I was just,
We always speak up.
I know,
Yeah, it's listed.
but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but yeah.
School board / budget committee joint meeting.
Okay, good. So then we all have the same rights, if you will, to
Yeah.
to speak and to talk and ask questions.
I mean, I'm sure it takes them a hot minute to present their budget.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a quick presentation. It's usually a very well thought out, detailed presentation. So,
Any new business?
nope.
Man, you guys are easy.
We're waiting for the stuff from Monday and then we'll meet on the 15th.
So the next meeting will be on Monday at 5:30. Here. And then the meeting after that will be on Saturday, November 15th.
1 o'clock in local town hall if we can get
I know more.
Yeah.
8:30.
And with that, I move to adjourn at 6:58 PM.
it. I second.
Adjourned.